I'm Scott Oelslager, and I represent the Stark County area, which is Massillon, Canton, Louisville lines, that area. I have lived in Stark County since 1971, and when I came over to go to Mount Union College at that time, now it's the University of Mount Union. I thought I was coming over here for a 4-year stint to Ohio and head back to Pennsylvania, but other doors opened and here I am.
What made you get into public service? Did you always know it was something you wanted to do?
Yes, my father taught social studies for well over 30 years in a small town of Pennsylvania. And so by the time I was very, very young, he had me reading the news magazines in the week. And that's, in the days they were like that thick. And I'm not kidding, that thick. And he'd have me read the Sunday New York Times off and on and quiz me about it to make sure I'd read it. So he kind of guided me into this, since social studies was his thing. And what was neat in a small county in Pennsylvania, Warren County, which might have at the time had 30,000 people in it, on election night, they actually toted up the returns on a big board. You could go down to the courthouse and stand in the hallway and watch all the returns come in. And I got to see the political people looking at the results. Now, it was a strong Republican county though, so the chances of a Democrat winning were pretty slim, but the Republican politicians were still a little nervous.
It's always exciting.
It was great. Bit of Americana.
Yeah.
I'm glad he gave me that opportunity.
And why were you first elected to office?
I was first elected in '86, but I was appointed in 1985 to fill an unfulfilled Senate term. The gentleman had decided to go to in the business down in Florida, and I was his assistant. And so the Senate seat opened up, and I went through the appointment process. And at 31 years old, I was blessed to become the state senator for Stark County, and people have been kind enough to renew my contract a few times.
So obviously you've been serving for a number of years, and people do tend to come to you for your wisdom and institutional knowledge. What's a piece of advice you would give someone starting out in their career as a politician?
I would tell them to try to keep yourself grounded. That would be the first thing. The beauty of the state legislature is we're down here 2 or 3 days a week in the quote-unquote bubble of Capitol Square, but then you're home 4 or 5 days a week. And they're out and about, and you're Scott, people call you by your first name. You walk around your community, you just do the normal things too anybody else did, and it keeps you very grounded. So I would tell people to do that type of thing. Secondly, I talk about the W's. I try to remind people that, remember, why did you decide to do this? Why are you here? Where are you from? You know, what type of person are you? And if you can keep that in mind, it keeps you focused to know that your job down here is to serve people and make life better for people and create opportunity.
Kind of just a fun one, but what are you thankful for?
I'm very thankful that this is something I wanted to do from a child. The good Lord gave me the opportunity to do this, and I'm very thankful for my wonderful wife, Elsie.
Can you tell us a little bit more about her real quick?
Yes, Elsie was very involved in the community. That's how I got to know her. She chaired the Hall of Fame fashion show, which is a big deal. It's a big event. There's a couple thousand people in that auditorium. She helped with other things, and I just kind of got to know her, and I was very blessed when I married her because I inherited 3 wonderful grown adult children and some step-grandchildren, and now I have step-great-grandchildren. So I inherited an army when I married Elsie, which is good when you're in politics.
Yeah, that's amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit more of this.
Thank you for coming and hanging out in my ceremonial office.